Let's talk about theft at music festivals. This has gotten significantly more popular, and I hate to say it, I think as we approach 2024, which is crazy to think, by the way, that from 2024 to 2020 was 4 years, and from 2020 to 2016 was 4 years. Is it just me, but does it feel like the 4 years of 2020 to 2024 felt or feel differently than the 4 years of, like, say, 2016 to 2020? I don't know. But anyway, jumping back to the point of this video, I just want to say that as a side note. As we approach 2024, I'm honestly pretty worried. And I'll tell you why is because I've done a bunch of videos about things going on in music festivals. And a bunch of those videos I posted have been about pickpocketing, theft, like I said, people's phones being stolen, wallets being stolen. And although I've covered a good amount of, like, say, news articles or things I see online, I think what worries me even more is the fact of the comments that I get on those videos. I get comment after comment after comment after comment of people saying, Mark, I had this situation happen to me. I just got one comment, I think it was at Dreamscape or something, where someone was like, yeah, this was a huge issue. They said they even saw, like, teams of people, as in, like, groups of people walking around, and you could tell that they're, like, just there just to pickpocket people and to steal people's stuff. And what's tough about this is, honestly, I'm going to be honest too. I want to say right in the beginning, what is the solution? I don't know. I'm not I don't even know what the thing would be. I'm not an officer. I'm not like a legal expert of pickpocketing, whatever. I'm just giving you my own perspective, given the fact that I go to a ton of music festivals. I performed at them and everything. I think what's tricky about this, and I'm going to be honest, is in 2024, I could see this ramping up and getting even more popular. And I think that is the worst part about this. That it seems like right now, as we all know, the economy is not doing the best, with people spending more money for food, more money for bills. Things are just more expensive in general. And at the same time, when it comes to, like, hourly wages and everything, people are pretty much making the same amount of money as they were years ago, yet everything is significantly more expensive, right? And as you can imagine, you have this kind of mixed match, or this huge spread or gap. That means that some people might start to get desperate and retaliate and do whatever they can. And also, and I think this was really unfortunate about this, because pickpocketing has gotten so much more popular, I think, and I know this sounds weird to say, but I feel like in the theft world, so to speak, because it's gotten so popular, I think a lot of people are saying, like, oh, well, I usually go and steal people's stuff. Like, let's say that's what they do to make money. I think a lot of people now are realizing, let's say in the theft world, I put that in heavy quotation marks, like, oh, you want to pickpocket and make a ton of money and everything, and you don't care about the morality of it, just go to a music festival. People are messed up. They're dancing. They're not paying attention. They're focused on their music. They have a bunch of stuff with them, of course, in terms of their ID, their wallet, their phone, maybe even their phone charger, whatever. Just go, take their stuff, and get out. It's easy. It's like stealing candy from a baby almost, or something like that. And it's really unfortunate because I did a video earlier this year that they did catch some pickpocketers, held them down. They got it on videotape until the police came. And that's good. And that's awesome, right? But what worries me is the fact that, one, not a lot of companies have come out and talked about this. I don't really see, or I've not really heard, at least I may be wrong, a big official statement from Insomniac or these other organizations. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what the solution is, right? Like, it's tough to say exactly the best way to go, and when it comes to all these different pickpocketers, because it's like, okay, let's say if someone buys a ticket and their name's Joe Schmo and they buy a ticket, and let's say they get caught pickpocketing, I guess what you could do is maybe ban them for life, right? Like, which I think is like a fair point. Like, they get banned for life, and they can't use their credit card, they can't use their name, they can't attend any other festival. But I feel like that could be very easy to kind of get around if, let's say, they have their friend buy them the ticket. So it's like, what is the solution? I genuinely don't know. And then you could say, well, hire more security. But that's going to up, the cost of running the festival, which means ticket prices are going to get more expensive. And then you go down that road. So I don't honestly know. This is kind of like an open format video, to be honest. I do these every once in a while, like a fireside chat style video. I don't know what the solution is, but there needs to be something done. 100%. Because like I said before, back in the day, if someone pickpocketed you, it's kind of like a jerk just being like, oh, I got this person's phone, whatever. And then it got to the point where people were like, okay, I'm just going to go to festival after festival just to pickpocket people. And then it's now gotten to the point, like I said, and I've seen these comments, of like there being almost like military strategy, strategic chess-like moves of like, okay, we're going to have a group of 5 guys or girls or whatever go to this one crowd and we're going to distract people. Like, so now it's like this like team of people creating this like massive military, ops type like mission just to take as many phones and as many people's stuff, wallets, etc., as possible. And I hate to say it, like I said, I think as we approach 2024, I don't see this slowing down, and I see it getting more popular. Like I said, one, the economy, and two, because it's gotten more popular, I can see a lot of pickpocketers saying, okay, if that's how they make their money, rather than, like, say, going to Subway in New York, for example, where people are sober, they're maybe more alert, they're maybe their guards up a lot more as well, right? Like if you're on like a Subway in New York, that's going to be a lot more difficult. And there's going to be more people to kind of like police you, so to speak. That's going to be a lot more difficult than, like, say, going to a music festival where, like I said, people are in an altered state of mind. They're not really paying attention. They're also dancing and moving, which I think the psychology of it makes it easier to like grab someone's stuff because they're moving and dancing. They're also, their guards down. Like for a lot of people, when they go to a music festival, this is one of their few times a year to let loose, get messed up, be responsible, of course, but like get messed up, not worry about work or stress or life or anxiety, or they just want to go and live in the moment. And so their guards heavily down because they're just enjoying life as they should. And it sinks down that there are times now where I've gone to events that I'm constantly doing like this kind of motion, right? There's places here in LA that I know are very known for pickpocketing. I've gone to like other events and festivals that they say, hey, just letting you know, this one party that we're about to have is known for pickpocketing. We just want to let everybody know. And you're like, great, you're trying to enjoy yourself, but there's this like odd anxiety in the back of your mind of constantly either checking it or being like, oh my God, like, let me feel like the weight, like does the weight feel correct in my pocket with my phone and everything, And so these are things that just ruin it for everybody, as we all know. Now, what is the solution? Like I said, I genuinely don't know, but I think there needs to be something because it's not going to slow down. I think there's going to be more pickpocketing incidents happening. I think it's going to become more and more common for people to be like, yeah. I think also too, I think pickpocketers, I hate to say it, are probably going to get smarter, right? And probably, like I said, the fact that they have teams now doing this, they're going to get a lot more intelligent of how they're going to do everything. They're probably going to find better ways to bypass the system, maybe fly under the radar more. I mean, it's crazy that pickpocketers are doing things almost at like a better or bigger level than like a narc would, right? And obviously we all know when it comes to music festivals, there are always narcs walking around. And you can tell usually pretty quickly, I feel like when it comes to narcs, of them like being like, you have any Molly or something like that. But when it comes to pickpocketers, I mean, I've heard of people being like, yeah, like you couldn't tell. And then next thing they know, they saw them making some weird move or whatever. I think pickpocketers are only going to get better and smarter. And now that they have teams and everything, something needs to happen. I think at least some statement or something needs to be said. And granted, maybe they're trying to figure out the best way to approach this matter. Because at least if, like, say, Insomniac or another big, Ultra or another big company came out and said, look, we know pickpocketing is an issue. We're trying to figure out the best solution for this. We just want to let you know that we hear you. We're sorry, of course, we're just trying to figure out the best remedy. But it is stuff, like I said, you hire more police, which is going to make things more expensive. But then in addition to, I'm not going to lie, I don't think I'd want to be in the middle of a crowd with like 20 cops surrounding the whole crowd and me being like, yeah, everything's fine. Like, I feel like that also would kind of ruin the vibe too, I don't know. I think that's what's really unfortunate is if someone signs up, if Joe Schmo signs up to go to a music festival, how do you not know that Joe Schmo is a pickpocketer who's going there with the primary purpose of stealing people's stuff? And he's like, all right, I'm going to spend $500 for this ticket to go to this one festival, but it's an investment, right? And hopefully I can steal 20 phones so I can make a profit, right? Like that, and that's what they're all doing. But then how do you not know it's, and then, like I said, like, do you ban them if they get caught, which I think is the best way to go. But then I'm like, nah, man, because I could have a friend, let's say I was doing this, I could have a friend buy me a ticket, and then maybe I fly under the radar and I could still go back. But I don't know, I mean, I think that's the really unfortunate thing about it is it's gotten so much more popular, so much more prevalent. They've gotten smarter. Pickpocketers have gotten smarter of how to do this. It's like, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments in terms of like any potential solution and whatnot. But I just want to do a video about this. And I'm not trying to obviously create like fear of anybody going to a festival or whatever. But I think it has to be at least, I think it needs to be broadcasted more and a lot more content. And I think just, I don't know, pieces need to be made about it, whether it's blogs or videos or podcasts or whatever, just because I don't think it's going to slow down. And I think especially next year in 2024, with the way everything's going with the economy and because it's gotten a lot more popular and everything, I think it's going to be a lot worse next year.